Here's a ghost story that isn't a ghost story, and it's scary because it is allegedly something that happened. Now, of course, all great ghost stories are allegedly something that happened. This story has to do with a teenage girl who was a babysitter. She was babysitting for a family in Newport Beach, California. The family was a wealthy family. They had this large, very nice house with a great many rooms. And the parents had gone out for dinner and a late movie. And before they left, the father told the babysitter that once you put the kids to bed, if you want to watch television, go into the back room. Didn't want her wandering the house, right? Didn't want her going through all their stuff. Go in the back room. There's a TV back there. Just, that's your spot. And then they left. The evening passed and the babysitter eventually tucked the children in for bed and went back to the back room where she clicked on the television. And she sat back and tried to relax and enjoy the rest of the evening until the parents got home. But there was this clown statue in the corner of the room. Clowns are scary to many of us, and clowns were scary to her. She ignored the statue as long as she could, but ultimately she became so distressed, so spooked, so jacked up inside her own head. She grabbed her cell phone and she called the father, and she said, "Look, I'm so sorry to bother you, but there's this clown statue that you have in the back room. It's kind of freaking me out. Is it okay if I watch TV in the main living room up front instead?" And there was a moment of silence, and the father's voice with urgency said, Get the kids. Get out of the house now. Go next door and call 911. Do it now." The babysitter didn't understand. What? Get out of the house. Get the kids. Get out of the house now. Call me back once you've called the cops. We'll get there as soon as we can. Terrified, the babysitter ran to the children's rooms and she grabbed each of them and rushed out the door. She went to the neighbors and they called the police, and as they waited for the authorities to arrive, the babysitter grabbed her cell phone again and called the father back. "What's going on? What's going on?" And the father said, we don't have a clown statue. But for the past few days, the kids have been complaining to us about a clown watching them as they sleep. We didn't believe them. We thought it was just their imaginations. We blew it off. We thought they were just being kids. But if you saw it too, it means there's something else going on. The police arrived. They searched the house, and what they discovered wasn't a ghost or an apparition of any kind. It was something much scarier. It was a man dressed in a clown costume, a man who was a homeless person who had dressed in clown makeup, and every night after they had gone to sleep had snuck into the house. The many rooms and hiding places enabling him to avoid detection. He lived there without their knowledge. He snuck food out of the fridge. He slept in closets. And because he really loved children, he would sneak into the children's rooms in the middle of the night to watch them sleep. He had been in the back room when the babysitter walked in, and with no place to hide, he simply froze, standing as still as a corpse in the corner of the room as she watched television. A stranger in the house, pretending to be the statue of a clown.